if I want to do that and the people I'm filming with consent to that, then I don't really see why people judge it.
Well,
really?
They are judging you, yeah, because it is disgusting what you're doing. But that's just a fact. Again, it's not a judgment. I'm not.
No, that's your
it's
opinion.
Not my opinion. No, that's
opinion
a fact.
and facts are very different.
Yeah, exactly. My opinion is that I think you're actually a really pretty girl. My fact is that you are a whore. And you are a prostitute. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is disrespectful and it's disgusting.
No,
that's
you
a
find
fact.
it disrespectful.
No. The world finds it disrespectful and disgusting. The only person who doesn't have a problem with it currently is you and any boy who's getting satisfaction from it because
I wouldn't say the world.
Barely legal.
I'd say I've slept with obviously nearly 2,000 people.
Yeah.
They don't find it disgusting.
Of course they do. They probably think you're disgusting.
I've got over 600,000 subscribers and earn over 2 million a month. I think there's a lot of people that do not find it disgusting.
I bet every single one of them probably does find it disgusting, and they're probably disgusted in themselves too.
I spend hours and hours a day speaking to them and getting to know them.
Yeah.
You're once again judging and assuming.
Allowing 1,000 penises into one vagina in 12 hours is disgusting.
But the more you talk about it, the more it turns me on.
Yeah, but that is disgusting too.
It's not. What, I'm turned on from something I've done?
Yeah. Publicly.
So sorry, should I sit here and cry that
I don't want you to cry.
I took 1,000 guys.
It's not about crying. You don't need to sit and cry that you fucked 1,000 guys, but there's a thing called shame, and we should probably bring that back. What you're doing is so damaging to women as a woman.
Well, women find everything to complain about. They'll cry about anything and everything nowadays.
The world is a bit sensitive, but people on camera and like trying to glorify it is something that people should complain about. Women have worked so hard for years and years and years to stop being objectified sexually and to be shown that we are actually more capable of things than we're supposed to be than just as a sexualized object. And you're out here saying, actually, no, I'm a slut. I'll lay down and let anyone me. I have nothing to prove. I've got no self-worth. You don't have to value me at all. And everything we're working towards, you're just
really
disregarding
I'm helping the women out. So
no,
I'm saying,
you're literally
don't
ruining everything that we've worked towards.
I'm saying instead of, flirting with that woman across the road who doesn't want to be wolf whistled and is going to cry about the fact she had a wolf whistle, I'm saying just come and me.
But they're still going to do it. And the fact that you're normalizing the behavior of being a whore constantly is making men think, okay, women are more accessible now, and they think they have more chance with other women being like that because you're making it like it's a normal thing when it's not.
The other thing is, it's clearly not normal because not everyone 1,000 people.
Yeah.
But I, before every video, say, hey, this is what I enjoy. This is what I like. This is what I'm consented to.
Yeah.
This does not mean your wife at home and your wet wipes of girlfriends are going to enjoy this. But this is what I like. And this is my body. And as a woman, I'm taking control.
And that's absolutely fine, like I said, to do it privately. But to be out there so publicly with it, when there's little girls that are going to see this and maybe one day be confused or be stuck or in a rut somewhere where they're feeling a bit
about
bored.
5 years old, you could be a boy or a girl nowadays. If I want 1,000 people and they see that, I don't think that's the biggest issue.
But it is though, isn't it? Because as a little girl, when you are growing up and you are confused or you don't know, or you might someone's in a dead-end job and they think they're going to look at you and might consider, okay, maybe I should just sell my body. It's the easy way out and I'll just be a whore too. That's not a great example to set for any person. And as a woman, you should try, especially a woman who has a platform that you have now, should try and do something to help women, to uplift women, to make us feel secure, to make us feel safe, and to make us feel empowered. Whereas you just say, actually, we're not empowering, just lay down and be a wet rag for everyone, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, don't worry about having sex with your husband, I'll do it for you. I'm saving people a job.
But you're not, actually, because you're ruining people's marriages. Why would you want to someone's husband?
If their husband wants to sleep with me and not talk about it with their wife, their marriage is already There's nothing to do with me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not a marriage
but why would you want to
counsellor.
entertain that situation anyway?
Because if they're not having sex with their partner, I will happily do it on repeat.
Why?
I don't discriminate whether you're married, 18 or 80. I'll take anybody.
You'd fuck an old man.
Oh yeah, of course I would. Old men deserve sex. I mean, the wife might be dead.
So you really will just have sex with anybody in this whole world?
Well, like this last few days with my grandma, like if I was walking around Hyde Park and someone was like, oh, go on, should we do a quick gangbang? I would say, oh no, can I feed the birds first with my grandma, then meet me back at mine? Like, obviously it's not every single day.
Yeah.
Like, I could not physically take 1,000 guys every day. I'd probably be split in half. But like on the days I want it, I'll have it.
But that's what I mean. Isn't that something that you'd want to do privately though? Why did you try and glorify? That's my only issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you want 1,000 men because like I said, it's your body, do what you like. But it's the fact that you try to glorify it. Like it's a beautiful thing that you're doing. Like every woman should do it, but it's not.
No, but I'm not saying every woman. I've never said that.
But you're saying if that's what you enjoy, you should go and do it.
Yeah, because if you enjoy something, I'm not saying that's 1,000
But what
men.
about if I said I really enjoy murdering people? Should I just go around and kill everyone?
No, because that's illegal. The difference is what I'm doing is legal.
Okay, but morally, take illegality out of it, morally, they're both very wrong things to be doing.
Morals aren't factual. Everyone has different morals.
Yeah.
For some people, because I'm not religious, they're like, oh my God, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Like, I've slept with 1,000 people. Oh, so now I'm going to hell. Like, morals aren't factual.
Okay.
So if you said, I enjoy murdering
But naturally,
people,
as humans, we are born with a set of morals. Naturally.
I don't think I was born at 1 year old thinking I'm going to have a gangbang. Like,
No,
that
of course
wasn't in
not.
my head.
But that's what I mean. Along the way, somewhere during your lifetime, you have lost your morals.
I enjoy it, and I'm doing nothing wrong. I'm not hurting anybody. If anything, I've got liquid evidence of doing the opposite.
You're not hurting anybody, but you are damaging society.
I'm draining balls and sucking. That's what I'm doing. I'm not damaging society.
But you're doing it publicly.
Yeah, of course.
And you're trying to glorify it, but you shouldn't be proud of it. It's not.
I live a very glamorous life, so why would I not glorize it?
Because you're making money off of being by barely legal boys.
And you don't think girls try and have sex all the time and have sex to work the way to the top?
Work the way to the top of what?
Just the businesses. Like, people have sex all the time. It's not just to earn money for OnlyFans. Like, I've worked in offices. People have had promotions because they've had sex with their boss. I've met multiple rappers and singers. They've got girls literally in their DMs begging to have sex with them just to get a bit of attention, a bit of money. Yeah. And they're doing that behind the closed doors.
But this is because we're in a generation now where women have been told that it's okay to sexualize our bodies, and we're going backwards. We've got this whole OnlyFans thing now where everyone's just glorifying being a prostitute.
Yeah, but I personally see women have been sexualized all the time.
Exactly. And we worked so hard to bring ourselves out of that so that we weren't just sexualized beings. Men used to go to war for women because of how respected and loved we were. Now all they have to do is pay £5 a month.
OnlyFans to me was a platform which allows women to be empowered and take control back.
So if you weren't getting paid and you weren't getting any clout, would you still do what you do?
Oh, I'd still do gangbangs, yeah.
Would you still 1,000 men in a day?
Yeah, because I want to test my body.
Why don't you test if you can run a marathon?
No, I'm not having a midlife crisis. I don't need to do a marathon.
So do you want to have children?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. Before, I was fixated. I was like, oh, to be happy, you need to be married. Then you have children. And then, that's sort of what life is. But now, I don't know.
So you don't know if you have kids?
No, I don't know.
If you were to have children and you had a son, and he turned 18, how would you feel if he slept with someone like you?
Yeah, I'd love it.
You'd love it.
Yeah, obviously not me. I don't want to sleep with my actual son, but I would send him to a prostitute, sluts, whoever. I'd put him in someone else's
So you'd prefer him to prostitute than just fall in love nicely with a nice girl and have sex that way?
How unrealistic is that to say? Who falls in love at 18, gets married and has sex with loses their virginity to the person they get married? Does not happen.
I mean, it probably happens more than people that 1,000 men in a day. And if you had a daughter and she said, Mummy, I want to be just like you.
Yeah.
And you'd be happy and you'd watch your daughter just everyone.
Yeah, I'd obviously explain the benefits, the downsides to it, the dangerous potential. I'll explain every aspect. And if they choose to do that, I will raise my daughter to be independent and to follow her dreams. If that is to 1,000 people, I'll be there with a banner supporting her the whole way.
That is really scary. It's not about, oh, you know what, I don't really like that sandwich, but you like that sandwich, so we can agree to disagree. It is wrong. Hands down, point blank, period. It's wrong.
Your period.
And it's disgusting.
Okay.
And it's not something that should be glorified, and it's not something that should be pushed, and it's definitely not something that we should encourage our children to be doing, especially our daughters. As a woman to a woman,
why especially our daughter? Why are we making any difference between male and female?
Because it is completely different.
If a guy wants to f someone and a girl wants to f someone, it's completely the same.
No, it's not. Do we both have vaginas?
No, one's got
goes inside and one gets entered, and
and dicks get sore as well. I've worked with porn stars.
I never said that they don't get sore.
So it's the same.
But it's an energy transfer.
Is male and female are the same. We need to start treating them as the same.
But they're not the same.
They are. If they want 1,000 guys or 1,000 girls, that's completely up to them.
How would you explain to your husband who you are and what you do?
I mean, he'd probably already know. And he's probably going to be someone that I've already slept with or that's been in the queue beforehand.
Has there anyone who's ever been in the queue beforehand that you actually did like or find attractive and pursued further?
Yeah.
How many?
Multiple times.
Oh, okay. What, romantically or just sexually?
Romantically, gone on dates with, continued to see afterwards. The people in my queue, and I could sort of understand. I used to think when I first got into this industry, I started off camming. I thought, oh, it's just going to be disgusting men online that are just weird. In my head, I was just thinking of fat, ugly, smelly weirdos, probably quite old men. And then when I just started camming online, I was like, oh my God, these are normal people. These are people you'd pass in the street and not think twice of.
Yeah.
Like, they're just good looking, normal guys. And each guy's got a different story. Like, when I was on cam, some of them were just lonely. Some of them, they just had children and their wife was so busy looking after them that they hadn't been like sexually active, which is fine. You don't want to put pressure on your wife. Like, obviously you should not do that. So then they just wanted to come online and speak to somebody. So they wasn't weird. They just wanted to have a connection and just have some intimate moment with somebody. Other people, their wife didn't want to have sex anymore, but he still absolutely adored her, but he wanted to,
sexual activity.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you condone cheating?
Yeah.
You condone cheating?
There's always different scenarios with cheating. But yeah, before I'd have been like, oh, if your partner cheats, he doesn't love you. He doesn't want to be with you. But then when I started becoming a sex worker and I'd speak to so many men, they'd be like, no, I absolutely adore my wife. I adore my children, but she doesn't want to have sex anymore. But as a guy, he's still had needs. He still wanted to have sex. So for him, going to a sex worker was much better. And I completely agree than having an intimate affair with somebody you work with, somebody you see on a regular basis. If it's a slut like me, there isn't a connection. I probably won't even remember you the next day. So for them, they were just paying for a service, just like you would any other appointment, and then you're leaving. Yeah. It wasn't getting emotionally connected to me. It was just I'm a cum bucket, come on me, leave, go back to your wife. And then they're sort of refreshed. They're ready to go again with their crazy life at home. So it's not because they don't love their wife and children, but it was a de-stress for them.
And then how about if you were married and you just had children and then your husband went and someone else? Would you still have that same mindset?
Yeah.
So I don't think you would.
So this is the thing, everyone says to me, I don't think you would. Oh my God, you're a suicide case waiting to happen. Oh, in the future this.
I mean, in the future, there is going to be long-term detrimental effects to what you're doing.
Everyone just talks about long-term. If I'd have said to you, I want to sleep with 1,000 men, you would have said to me, you're not going to be okay after that. You'll not be smiling, you'll not be walking out. I did sleep with 1,000. I am smiling, I am happy. We can't sit here and have a conversation and go, in the future this, in the future that. Like, nobody knows. However, when I do speak about sex work so proudly, people are still like, oh, you must be lying. Like,